Hello, everybody. You can call me Hunch. And I just want to say before we get started on the BRC20s, this is not financial advice. I never do any investing in this. Congress has not made up the laws around these things. They could be securities. They could not be securities. I don't invest in any of these things. These are just all theoretical investments. What would happen if these were had some type of laws written around them, which I'm sure Congress and the SEC will work together to come up with some legislation. Until then, we're going to talk about them as if they're, we don't know what they are. So we're going to be talking about, this is a big list. ORPO, TRAC, and SATS. Okay, now let's dive on in right away. You can call me Hunch. Okay, so I made this video, 2 days ago. Okay, and the market cap of ORPO was 640,000. That's right, 640,000. Okay, now according to this guy's post, which I think it's right, because there's no bids down in the 8 cents range, which is where I was at 640,000. It's actually gone up 3x from there, okay, in like 4 days. That's insane. So what does ORPO do? ORPO, I think they're building a decentralized with an EVM smart contract layer swap for BRC20s. Is that going to be big? I don't know. I'm not going to go ahead and say it's going to become the Uniswap of BRC20s. I have no idea. There's always a chance. I mean, to be honest, you might as well be throwing darts at a dartboard and you're probably going to hit something big because everything seems to be going up, okay? Now, I'm not a big meme coin investor, but that includes meme coins, okay? There's some of those you can look at on the BRC20 list. But go check out unisat.io. Go check out the holders, so on and so forth, okay? So this is one of the guys who's working on it. He says we're cooking, okay? So maybe that's just marketing, you know, but it's nice to have a Twitter profile to somebody working on the project. It's such a low market cap. If theoretically, if you were to put something in this, I would hope you wouldn't put your life savings. If you did, you probably deserve to lose it. You don't need anyone protecting you from that. I mean, that's just basic intelligence and common sense. I hope none of you do that, but if you do it and make it big, that's fantastic. But just be very careful. All these are extremely high risk. Okay, so I wanted to talk about TRAC because I made a video the other day. I think it was yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what any of these do, right? I think it's like the chain link, but a lot of smart people are talking about this, right? So here's an explanation for all the ones I'm going to be talking about. TRAC, okay? TRAC does what its name says. It tracks and organizes so data can be sourced like a library. This is more for devs, okay? You know, but is it a governance token? What does the TRAC token do? You get an airdrop from it. Okay, so I'm not sure about all those things. It seems to be going up pretty substantially. Okay, it's at $2.89. I mean, you look at the chart, 30-day, it's crazy. 180-day, I mean, this is just like absolutely bonkers, okay? But so I think that's interesting because the graph is worth $1 billion. TRAC, I mean, Chainlink's worth 8 billion, 10 billion, whatever it is. You know, Forbes magazine is talking about a Motley Fool, all those things. So if Bitmap needs an indexer, the ordinals need an indexer, right, to prove, verify, go source something in a website that they use to authenticate it, that will be the tracker, okay? So here we go. SATS was a fair mint, is be using as a transaction gas on Unisat to make transactions cheaper. So if it does get listed, he says this will maybe happen with the BRC20 to do a swap on the exchanges. I don't know how much of that is true. I can't fact check that, but that's pretty dope if you ask me, okay? That's some dopest dope I've ever smoked. And then he talks about Bitmap. I don't want to get too much into Bitmap, but I know it's integrated with TRAC, so on and so forth. What I also want to say about TRAC is under TRAC, right, you're going to get TAP, Pipe, right, which are like different fungible token protocols, so on and so forth. An exchange, I believe, is the TAP, and Pipe is the fungible token thing. You know, I'm not an expert. I'm just really, really, really handsome. Okay, that's why my wife married me. So let's talk about it. TRAC, actually crazy. I've said in all the videos I've been making, right, if we cross this 145 chasm, it's off to the races, right? And here we are. Let's see if it can continue to pump. I don't know if it'll continue to pump. I think it'll continue to pump, and I'll give you some reasoning for that. SATS, actually beast mode as well. Non-stop pumpage. The market cap is much higher, 504 to 56 million, right? A lot more opportunity in TRAC, but you never know. Maybe SATS goes actually AWOL, right? So if you're making a theoretical portfolio, add that, see how it performs. Bitmap actually is banana buku bucks too, right? I mean, everything in BRC and ordinals is crazy. Bitmap is cool art, and if you haven't seen Bitmap, this is pretty much what it looks like, okay? You have a map. It can be art. It's a digital metaverse. They're integrating it into things like Fortnite, I think. I've seen some videos on it. Now, let's see if I can show you real quick, Arthur Hayes, why, I mean, I don't even know if he's going to show up. Okay, why Bitcoin and crypto will continue to fly, right? So what they've been saying is they're doing quantitative tightening, but they're actually injecting liquidity into the banks. The banks are massively underwater because of these bond purchases, raising rates at the fastest rate, right, which devalued all the banks' bonds. They're all underwater. They need liquidity. So they're juicing up everything. They're not making money. They need to make loans, so on and so forth. There is a massive flood of liquidity, and also a massive flood of liquidity is going to be coming, supposedly, because inflation is coming down. A recession is coming. They're probably going to, cause massive unemployment. Who knows? There's a lot of theories that people ascribe to. I'm not going to take a stance on that. So I just wanted to give you this update specifically on ORPO. I don't know if it has a working product, but I think it'd be an interesting thing to look at because it's obviously a $2 million market cap now. It was at 647,000. So if you got some at 647,000, it continues to go up. You're going to be doubling under every 600,000. It doubles, which is insane math if you think about it, right? And the last thing I want to say is about this TRAC, right? We'll go back to TRAC real quick. $56 million market cap, right? And this, guys, it's pretty amazing that TRAC's been continuous, delivering 2 protocols with bills and adoption under its belt, supporting the biggest metaverse by holders in all crypto, which is Bitmap, and it's still only a fraction of ORPO, which is a meme coin, and SATS, which is a gas token, supposedly. So I agree with this. I mean, I don't know the technicalities behind it, but the logistic there sounds, or the explanation there sounds good to me, right? It could be a rug pull. You got to be honest with yourself about this. And I talked about one of my coworkers today about rug pulls and if they should be legal and everyone or illegal, right? And I steel manned it and said, rug pulls should be legal, right? You're taking the risk. And he said, no, they shouldn't be legal. So it's probably somewhere in the middle. But just be aware, it could be a rug pull. I have no idea, but I've seen the discords. I've seen the devs being active. They talk about him. He seems to be moving or shipping some type of product. So anyway, if you're not paying attention, listen, I don't think retail is here yet, right? I think retail is basically listening to the Fed, and they think we're going into a recession and people are clamping down their belts and inflation is high, right? But when they finally realize, according like Arthur Hayes saying, that liquidity is coming and it's already been here being injected to the system, they're going to realize that we're going to moonshot to the stratosphere. Anyway, you could call me Hunch. Look into ORPO, TRAC, and SATS. Not financial advice. Just keep, brush your teeth, comb your hair, shave your beard. Stay fly, baby.